Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Higher Caliber. Jared and I today are sitting here with the guys from Reloads and Reps. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Logan and Ethan.
Yep.
Logan and Ethan. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I'm terrible with names.
No,
it's not. If I have two, I'm like, squirrel.
You're like, you guy.
Yeah. Hey, guy. Hey, guy.
Hey, guy.
Anyway, guys, thanks for coming on today.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little, probably about everything. You know,
Okay.
in the before we were recording, we kind of got some good conversations going.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't want to get too in depth with stuff because you don't want to.
Yeah, for sure.
Spill the beans.
And I don't think we're going to go down one track. I feel like this conversation is just going to kind of go all.
I mean,
over
with
the
everything
place.
going on right now, I mean, there's plenty to
Yeah.
World War III.
Like shooting fish in the barrel. There's just tons of everything out
there.
there.
Yeah, we like to. I want to say ramble, but we can definitely
go down some rabbit holes.
long wind some stuff. So
heck yeah! All right, well, guys, if you want to give yourself kind of a brief intro, tell everybody who you are and kind of what you're about, and we'll go from there.
Okay, you want to go first?
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right. Well, my name's Logan. I'm half of Reloads and Reps. Grew up here in Ohio. No formal military or anything background. Just kind of fell in love with guns when I grew up hunting. With my dad and stuff. Still hunt nowadays. Kind of got out of the whole gun hunting thing just because it wasn't. Don't want to sound like that guy, but
Wasn't challenging enough.
Exactly, wasn't. So now I just strictly bow hunt. I've been doing that for probably 10 plus years now. I'm married, got two daughters. One is 13, one is 9. So I'm going through that realm of, getting older kids and stuff like that. But yeah, I knew Ethan through a mutual friend. We were friends, I would say, acquaintances for a little bit, but just, my love of guns grew as I got older. Him, with his background, he'll talk
Being a bad
about
influence.
Anyway, but I lived out of state for a few years. Came home during, I don't know, it was like a party or something. And the mutual buddy of ours hooked us up and we went down shooting, and the rest has kind of been ever since. I mean,
It's easy to bond over shooting, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it took off real quick, and then just kind of, before we get into some of the meat potatoes of the channel and stuff, but we've been shooting and stuff for over a decade now.
Yeah. I say we've taken a lot of big name classes together, and
Nice.
So now we just kind of act like we know what we're talking about in front of the camera and let other people watch it. So
I know how that is.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it, man.
Exactly.
That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yep.
trying to come up, just fake it till you make it. Just make it look like you know what the hell you're doing.
Yep.
just act like you're confident,
Exactly.
There's
It'll
gonna be
carry you. It'll carry you a certain
Yeah,
distance.
there's
for
always going
sure.
to be somebody who knows more than you. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
almost always going to be online and have anime profile pictures
Yeah.
in the comment section.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe
500
multicolored
letters
hair.
in
Who
there.
knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say, well, my name's Ethan. I grew up in a small town, just, south of here. Graduated from high school, joined the Army, infantryman, did my time down at Benning, did some more time doing some other training, and then I got stationed at Fort Bliss, deployed in 2011 to Iraq, came home, had some family situations happen where it was like, all right, it's time to get out, time to come home. So got out, started working at a steel mill local to us. And you know how it is, trying to find those, friendships, that,
Get back to the camaraderie of it all.
having somebody you can rely on. And that's kind of where Logan came into place, So, but yeah, we started shooting. Our mutual friend kind of hooked us up, and before you know it, we're contacting Aaron Cowan from Sage Dynamics, and he's coming out to the range to host a class.
Yep.
And
Oh, so you guys hosted him?
yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Oh,
He
nice.
drove 9 hours from Atlanta or something like that. He
Yeah.
drove all the way up from
Yeah,
Atlanta.
we had guys flying from like California and stuff to take the class. Like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool.
It was neat. But yeah, so then here we are. We roughly last year we started shooting again because ammo prices started coming down to where we could actually shoot, and we went down and shot. And I was like, "You want to start doing a YouTube channel?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm in." So before you know it, we're ordering mics and all kinds of stuff, and
Jumping down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah, he jumped on the rabbit hole real quick.
Big time. But
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's addicting because you got to keep buying more bullets and more microphones. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. You always got to buy more bullets. But
Yeah.
I say, and I'm same as him though. I'm married. I've been married for going on 15 years now, and I've got 3 kids: a 3-year-old, a 8-year-old, and a 10-year-old. So
very cool.
Yeah. So it's we're at that point too with, with the channel we're getting, we have got monetized and stuff like that. So at first it was just kind of like a hobby. We wanted to, obviously we wanted to make something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we also knew being, I don't want to say the breadwinners or whatever, but like, being the breadwinners, the husbands and stuff, like you still have to take care of like your home and, like, so we knew, with this channel, it was kind of like us. It's a little hobby on the side, like I told you guys earlier, like we already knew that we shoot and, we train and whatever else. That's what we were just like, hey, you want to just throw a camera in front of us, start talking, go over some drills, do reviews, that whole thing. But just, with the channel and stuff now, getting to where it is now, just kind of like what you said, you got to get this, like it is kind of hard to balance it a little bit because like, when he first talked about it, he was like, do you want to do it? I'm like, yeah, I first, excuse me, I edited our first 2 videos on my iPad, literally just like on an iPad.
Yeah.
They were iPad edited quality videos. Yeah. And then we were on Midnights one night at work and I just sent him a screenshot and he's like, what's that? And he scrolled down. I'm like, and he was like, are you serious? I bought a Mac, got editing software program, so I'm like, I'm all in this.
You're all in. Yep.
Plus like I did this stuff in school, like I did interactive media, informational technology academy. So like I had a little bit of a background of tech, I guess, if you want to call it,
You were just completely overwhelmed when you're.
Yeah. Like I knew how to do it. I knew about it, but it was also the point where I haven't done it in years.
Right.
So
and so much changes in that field. Like, every day.
It's crazy from like, growing up, you had all your Windows and everything and whatever else, and you were using like Windows Movie Maker and stuff like that. Now you got Adobe Pro, Atlas,
DaVinci,
DaVinci Resolve, all this stuff. So it's like, I don't know what to do. So I kind of picked. I still now use CapCut just because it's one of the easier kind of learning ones too. And I'm also getting relatively decent at it to where it doesn't look like it's CapCut, if that makes any sense. Right. Especially with you guys being techie and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, just kind of going back to what you guys were saying, just with the the bullets and the mics and stuff, like it's always evolving. But I think we're doing a pretty good job kind of balancing that whole situation with, YouTube and work and life and everything else. So,
yeah. Well, you guys do a good job kind of explaining to a potential buyer what they would be getting into. I feel like that's kind of, I don't know if that's just a template that was already out there, because I'm not saying that's what everybody does, but that's what people want to see. Like, do I need to buy this or not? Yeah. So instead of just being like, watch me and my buddy shoot, you're like, hey, let's talk about why you may or may not want to buy this.
And we try to do that, like kind of split it up. Like we do a lot of shooting and then we'll do some talking and then we'll do some shooting in between. Then we do some, like we have, not even a curriculum, but we have like kind of like an outline, like when we first open it up, we do our little shooting montage intro. Then we do our intro, an actual intro, what we're doing, if it's a review or if we're just, going over a product or showing different drills or whatever. And then we'll do some more shooting and then we'll talk about it some more. Then we'll do our outro and stuff like that. So that over time has kind of, I would say, fell into place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of our, I don't even want to say it's staple because, there's a lot of people that do it, but that's kind of like one of our staples to where it's the same as everyone else's, but we all put it, we put our own little spin on it. We throw our comedy in there, we throw our banter. Like I said, we've known each other for, a decade now. So we can literally, we can say anything to each other and, it's not going to hurt our feelings or whatever else. So, I mean, but yeah.
And that's fun to watch on the other side of the camera too, instead of just being robots about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think the only person that can get away with, shooting while they're talking is probably Hickok 45.
Little woods walk action.
Yeah. But if you have just all talking or all shooting, like I tell people all the time, they're like, let's post videos of us just mag dubbing. It's like, that's cool for a little while, and we want to see that.
Yeah.
But the viewers don't want to just see you shooting the whole time.
Yeah.
So getting people hooked with the shooting, like, okay, it works. We want to see it work. And then explaining it, I think, is the right way to go.
Yeah. I mean, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, that's, I'm kind of a gear guy as it is. And, you guys are gun guys, so you'll understand. But we kind of also try to balance like getting new stuff and covering that. And then also just going into the gun safe and grabbing something I've bought over the last, 15 years of buying guns and wasting money.
Right.
So, and we try to be as transparent as possible too. I mean, because we're not rich. I mean, we make a decent living, don't get us wrong, but like, we still got bills and everything else, just like every other normal person.
Yeah.
But we're like, we'll just say, for instance, like we had the Gen 6 video. Like, I didn't need a new Glock because we're Glock fanboys. I didn't need a new gun. I didn't need a new Glock, but I have like a Franken Glock. It's like a Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 3 frame, Gen 4 slide, it's all whatever. But the thing runs, it still does. But I told him, I'm like, I want a new gun with this 6 coming out. It kind of checks 2 boxes. It's content for the channel and it's something, for myself. So, but, just going back to the transparency part, it's like, when we do that video and stuff, we're like, do you need this? If you have a Gen 5, if you have if you have a Gen V or whatever else, do you need this? No, because there's not much difference in it. But if you have a Gen 3 or Gen 4, or even, you're stuck back in the 80s and got a Gen 2 or something, or, the early 90s, it's like, then this would definitely be worth the $600 upgrade and whatever else. So like, we do try to be as transparent as possible. We're not like, what's the word we got called that one time?
Shill.
Yeah.
You got called a shill.
Yeah, we got called a shill because it was, we had a Leatherman video. We had the Leatherman ARC.
Yeah.
We did a tabletop review on it. And the guy was like,
oh, you're a shill for Big Leatherman?
Yeah, you're just a shill.
It's like if we are, you need to start sending us some stuff.
Yeah,
it's like, you love that. Like, send me some checks if I'm a shill.
Yeah, it's like if that's what we're doing, it's like, homie, that one he purchased. It's like he bought this out of his own money,
and it was expensive for
Well, I have a bone to pick with Leatherman because I carry a freaking what is this, a P2? Yeah, P2.
Yeah,
that they don't make anymore.
Yeah,
and they rebranded it and called it something else.
Yeah,
is that the Surge?
No, the P2 is the free technology. That's the one that doesn't have the replaceable cutters on it, I believe.
Okay.
Wire cutters.
No, I believe
you
it does.
You sound like a Leatherman shill.
No. Okay, that one does.
You're not helping the situation. Do you understand?
Because there's the P2, then the P4, and then they discontinued both those. Now they have the ARC.
Yeah. And so you can still buy this on Amazon from Leatherman, but you cannot use your military and first responder discount.
That's stupid.
So Leatherman, screw you. I like your stuff. But
I'm not gonna get rid of it, but I'm just saying. And that's like it's just funny though, because like you have people that are come out and say some stuff like that. It's like, dude, everything we buy,
everything we show is bought.
Everything we show is bought. We do. So like we did have a Olight contacted us. They did send us out that new PLX. I mean, and just like everybody else, when it. Hey, this is a sponsored video. This was sent out, but like we are transparent. We're not like, this is better than the X300. This is going to be, the new of new, like, whatever else. And like, we don't want to be that, we don't want to be that channel to where it's like,
you don't want to be owned by somebody else.
Yeah. Or like, or you don't want to throw out and push out junk, which we all know certain channels and certain people that do that to where it's like hey, try this. I don't know,
cracking optics,
this
or something,
it's or it's like, okay, and then you come out and say, who needs a Night Force when you can get this for half the price? It's like, there's a reason why it's half the price because it's half the quality. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I mean, and that's the thing too. Just kind of maybe touching with YouTube a little bit. Like I said, I like to ramble. I do. I like spewing, man. So tell me to shut up whenever you want.
Has anybody else reached out to you other than Olight?
Yeah, we've had a few different companies reach out to us. We had another company called Zegis.
Okay.
It's like a handgun safe that reads the veins in your palm using like infrared light.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. They sent that out to us. It's like a $200 safe, nothing crazy, but
and honestly,
it's pretty cool.
You would think it is for what it's worth. Once again, transparency. It's a Chinese made,
almost everything is coming from China. So.
So like the stop box.
Yeah.
It's
Or
pretty much,
Vault-Tec.
it's about that size,
Yeah.
but it reads, like he said, it reads the veins in the palm of your hand. And it can be, you can be soaking wet, sweating, water, mud, dirt, everything. And it pitch black, whatever. I mean, we have a video coming out of it, but it literally, it reads through anything. And like he said, we were both
Skeptical.
Yeah, we were both skeptical.
For sure.
To say the least.
I think
Yeah.
anybody would be.
Yeah.
But we've done it hundreds of times,
Yeah.
and it has opened every single time. It
Nice.
hasn't malfunctioned. It hasn't not opened. I guess that would be a malfunction, but
Yeah.
That's
you
cool.
know, it's just stuff like that, you know. And obviously, it's one of those flagship mass emails that goes out, you know, because like you search YouTube, you see other people doing it, but it's still for me and him,
It's
especially
cool.
being a smaller YouTube, you know, channel. It's like,
yeah, what's the first one you got? That's interesting. Like as far as people reaching out to
The first one that reached out to us was actually Woobin.
yeah, Woobin flashlights.
Yeah, it's some like Amazon kind of brand.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
a competitor to OLED, I guess.
But
and
But
did they just sent you an email?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you guys think it was spam or
Yeah, we thought it was spam to the point where my dad actually owns 2 houses and he's redoing the one house. We had him send it to that house.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a PO box.
Just
Right.
just
I was like,
in
just in
"Hey,
case
you
it
know,
wasn't a
just-
nail bomb? from China?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a funny thing. Once again, I mean, Woobin, Chinese, crazy, right?
Yeah.
But they are. I mean, they're pretty solid
Yeah.
lights for
For
what they are.
40, 50 bucks, it's a
Yeah,
good
I
light,
mean, they are
you know?
solid lights. But yeah, they sent us out and we, you know, and they
Gave us a discount code.
discount code and affiliate and sponsored
That's
and
cool.
stuff like that with us. And then, like I said, Olight was another one with the Zegis. And then actually, as of
9 hours
9
ago.
hours ago, we are now officially sponsored by Bulkhead Energy Drinks.
Right on, man.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
they
why-
actually stole one of our videos and started using it as a commercial.
No kidding.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't post anything on Facebook. And I'm scrolling through Facebook Reels and I'm like, that's me. I
He's
was
like,
like, oh, that's Bulkhead. I'm like, so I commented, I'm like, hey, thanks for sharing our video, Bulkhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's,
signed up for your affiliate program like a month ago and you guys
Yeah.
haven't gotten back to us. So
Yeah, that's IP
So
right
what'd
there.
they say?
they just literally last night, so Sunday night, Monday morning at
Yeah.
12:01, they sent us an
Yeah.
email like, hey, here's your affiliate link. Here's your password, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Here's how you get into
So-
everything. Here's all your
They put you at the
information
front of
for
the
it.
line after that. huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, they're on to us.
I mean, that is flattering though. I mean, they're
Yeah, for
using
sure.
using your
And
stuff.
they left our plug in at the end of the video too, you know,
Oh,
so
that's good.
reloads and reps. So like,
Yeah.
you know,
So it
That's
wasn't a
good.
complete.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is
it's not like
ripping you
they
off
cut
kind
it.
of
Yeah. So
still a surprise though, just
Yeah.
scrolling it.
it was just funny too because we were talking about it last night. We're like, man, it's been like 3 weeks. You know, they haven't contacted us, and it was literally a half hour later. He texted me. He's like, "Yeah, we're good to go on Bulkhead." And I'm like, because we wanted to bring some over for you guys so you guys can try them, whatever else. But you know, you said you had yours, and he's already drinking a Ghost. I'm gonna have to blur that out, by the way. But he messaged me, and I'm like, oh well, he went to go grab a couple extra ones to bring over and stuff, and then I took a second. I'm like, there's no way he's talking about they got back to us. So I looked.
Cool.
I went to our YouTube email, and there it was. I'm like 12:01 a.m. I'm like, they're probably just sitting there like, all
And it's
right,
Monday.
midnight. Go ahead,
Yeah.
send it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean, there has been a few. Nothing
Nothing crazy.
nothing huge, but just baby steps.
Yeah, I mean,
For sure.
The only time anybody's ever used our video is making fun of one of our guests. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. So we're kind of notable there, I guess. But
Heck yeah.
I don't think they tagged us either.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Sons of bitches.
yeah, I thought about doing a copyright strike, but I'm like, I'll let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
It
one's
was
free.
fair use.
First one's free.
Yeah, first one's free.
Yeah.
Just
first one's
comment
free.
underneath and be like, hey, go ahead and tag us and we'll be good. you
Yeah,
know?
right. Well, there's plenty of people I think that would die to have that are starting channels or whatever and doing stuff with guns that would die to have anybody reach out to them. So
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that's a pretty big
I think that's
accomplishment.
a pretty big accomplishment for sure.
I mean, it is like, it does probably seem, minute to some people, but to us, I mean, we started because we have 2 channels. The reloads and reps is what we started from ground up,
Mhm.
like 0, made new channel, whatever.
And then I've got an old channel where I used to upload videos back in like 2010, 2011. And I mean, a few of them had pretty high viewer counts and
Yeah.
had a higher subscriber count. So we changed it to daily R&R
yeah,
as like a secondary channel, just trying to boost. We're trying to get one of them monetized at least.
yeah,
And the one that has fewer subs ended up getting monetized first. But
No kidding.
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it went from I mean, obviously, you guys know you've been around for a little bit. Like, you know, that kind of that stall, that lull that you get every
Trust
now and
me,
then.
yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, there was times where, you know, we'd be at 400 or 500 subscribers, 300 subscribers, whatever. We're like, man, is this, and it kind of gets demoralizing a little bit. It
Mhm.
really does. Cause we're not, like I said, none of this stuff that we get 99% of the time is sent to us. Like we got to pay for our own ammo, you know, our time.
Well, and
out
it
of
also
the
gets
day.
demoralizing for you. You spend 8 hours editing a video and then
that's
you
rough.
post it and it gets
So-
32 views
Oh,
at
yeah.
2-minute duration.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is,
and the one video that you don't do that much work on, it gets 10,000 views.
That's how it always is, man.
Right.
it's so frustrating. Like this last, like the Olight one, like, you know, we had a solid intro. We did a whole like,
Torture test.
well, I'm saying like the intro, like
Yeah.
we did a whole like 90s infomercial type style with like the, you know, the VCR,
Yeah.
you know, kind of whatever. And then it was, you know, there was banter. It was fun. It was, you know, educational, you know, or knowledgeable for, you know, the review or whatever. And then it just, I think it's like 47 views. And then I did a video like, what, 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And it did the same thing, but and then it just skyrocketed.
took
it's
off.
like 11 or 12,000 now.
Yeah.
And
Which
I
is
put-
nothing to most people. Fully understand that. But for us, it's
But
like,
yeah,
it's
but
cool.
for
you
us,
know?
it's like,
No,
man.
that's yeah.
And then, you know, I think I have maybe 2.5 hours of editing time into that. And just as Olight one, I know for sure I have at least 6 to 8 hours into it.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
like especially with like YouTube Shorts,
Yeah.
I don't get when you get excited and you're like, oh, this is even for a long form video. Like I don't get excited about them anymore because our most viewed short, like 1 million views or something, was just me taking an 8-second video of me opening the chamber of a Saiga for 8 seconds, and it took off, got 1 million views, and I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah. I mean, like, why do we even try?
I'd say our most viewed video was a short, but it was literally a technique we actually learned from Aaron Cowan at Sage Dynamics, and it was about close retention. And I was just kind of talking. Mind you, rain was moving in, so I'm running. So like,
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I saw.
we're sprinting, so
I
I'm breathing.
checked that one. Yeah,
I'm
running
breathing
and
hard,
gunning,
and everybody's
yeah.
like, "Oh, look at this fat ass!" It's like,
It's like,
yeah,
dude,
people-
it's like
dude,
110
people were just
degrees
like-
out. Like, chill. But it got 120,000
120,000
views. You know,
yeah.
it's like,
I
don't give a
clicked on your
crap.
guys' most popular one and I saw that. And I could tell instantly that you were like, it looked like you were doing something and then the video
Yeah.
started, but people were like, take a breath.
Yeah,
dude.
this guy
Like,
can't even breathe, all this other stuff, and it's
lose
like-
about 20 pounds before
It's
you
like-
make
it's
the
like,
next video.
trust me,
Like,
it's
you
like-
people suck.
It's like, trust me, you guys can't be any harder on me than I am.
Right.
So I don't
It's
really
like
give a
whatever-
crap. Like,
no one will ever say anything worse than I've said to myself.
Yeah.
Period. As messed up as that
it's
sounds.
like I might be a fat ass, but can you bench 385?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right.
it's like,
Honestly, bring on the negative comments because it just,
It helps with the
helps
algorithm.
the
Yeah,
algorithm.
it definitely helps.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Like, hate
Like-
on us all you want,
Yeah.
please.
yeah.
That's
And-
why it's everybody's like, oh, that's a stupid technique. Nobody taught you that. I'm like, I've learned that in 3 classes.
Right.
Like, I mean, you take it for what it is. I mean, yeah, there might be better techniques or like different things, but that's a last ditch. Somebody's on top of you, you know,
Yeah, I
muscles
love the
pressed into
comments
them.
of like, all you have to do is get a standoff device for your, or whatever
Yeah.
they're called.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, your guys talking about how fat I am. Have you ever stuck something, you know, like even if your weapon light sticks out, you stick it into muscle, meat, whatever, like it's going to put your slide out of battery. You know what I mean? Like, but no, it was just one of those where I'm like, yeah, you guys keep them coming. I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's literally what it was. And like, and I don't want to say we were, you know, feeding the trolls or whatever, but like
Sometimes it's
we
beneficial.
were every single. I mean, there was 400 or 500 plus comments on that thing, and we were just
I would comment back on every one of them.
good or bad. We
Yeah.
were just
Hey,
commenting.
thanks for the support. You know,
Yeah.
no, I didn't say I supported you guys. I said you're fat. So
Yeah.
I don't care. It's
Yeah,
still-
you're still
helping us.
helping us out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
We have one of those on our Chinook
Oh my god.
short.
Like 1.8 million views on Facebook.
And there's over 1,000 comments. Like today, I'm sure it's still getting likes and comments and
I had
reactions.
to turn
on
the
it.
notifications off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. when you tell the whole world that America is the best country ever, like other
People get
countries
pissed.
get pissed off.
Other countries, other Americans get pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's
live in,
why
we,
that
remember,
too.
we live in America's second, America third country right
Yeah.
now. Like
yeah,
people are seeing America first policies go on right now, and they're kind of like,
Hey,
You sure about
it's like,
that?
it's like, listen, if this stuff was going on back in the 60s and 70s, everybody like, yep, that's just what we do.
yep.
I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm not saying I agree or don't agree with anything, but yeah. So it's, you know, yeah. If you say America first, you know, everybody's like, psh. So even our own fellow countrymen, you know.
yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Trust me, I got all sorts of heat for that. You're a nationalist. Yep.
100%.
We still haven't really determined if that was good or bad. But
Well, I mean, in theory, a nationalist just means that you believe the country you live in is the best.
right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's like the top comment was like, "Oh, you're proud of a country you were born in that you had absolutely nothing to do with." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so."
Yeah, it's like don't get mad at me because I won the lottery in life. You know,
I know.
Yeah,
got
right.
born
And
into
when
the
you hit
freest,
them
best
back-
country to ever live. You know,
Right.
You hit them back with just those little nonchalance, like, yeah, sorry you feel that way, or yeah, thanks, appreciate it. All it does is just fuel the fire. They're just like,
stirs them up.
you didn't respond the way I thought you were
Well,
going to
everybody
respond. Now
talked
I'm
shit
mad.
about the Chinook pilot thing. They're like, "There's a hover button. You don't need to be an American pilot to hover a Chinook or whatever." And I'm just like, "Thank you for your service in the Air Force." They're just like, "I'm not enough." Blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, I don't got enough time to actually have a
Literally.
well thought out.
yeah,
It's just like, all right, thank you.
Well, that's the thing too. Like I've just listened to some other, podcasts and stuff, some bigger names. They're like, what's the point of taking your time? Like, say you get 1,000 good comments and 20 bad comments. Why type out a paragraph
Right.
with the bad comments and then you ignore the good comments?
Mhm.
Like it's kind of, it's kind of shitty in a way if you look at it, but
For
it's
sure.
like, well, we're all human, especially, we're all guys,
Yeah.
we all like, oh, you want to have a contest? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, I can be petty too. So,
Right.
yeah.
I think most channels fail because they let those 20 comments just eat
Oh, for
at
sure.
them. And they're like, I'll put a video up again later, and then a year goes by and you're like, because you lose momentum. I don't know if you guys are running into it, but if we don't do an episode for a few months, we're like, we'll get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just kind of, and I think a lot of people just kind of fizzle out after a while.
I think we had, I'm not, like I said, we talk about everything. So like he's even came to me. He's like, man, I'm just kind of like, we're not getting the views. He's like, it's just not going, whatever else. And then like you kind of get in like is this even worth our time? Is this worth our money? Like, is this going to do anything? And then,
So we kind of found the way to get around that is you spend enough money that you feel guilty and you
Feel
have to keep on
guilty.
pushing
Yeah,
through.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's
So that's
Fair
For
point.
sure.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's true. It's like, oh man, we just spent all this money. It's like, we got to use it.
that's
we
kind of how
gotta
I
get
feel
out
a lot
there.
of times too. I'm like,
I mean, especially,
hey man, the studio's sitting there ready to go.
dude. And that's like I said, like, I know you guys probably like, yeah, it's all right. But like, this is like a legitimate,
Yeah,
like,
it's
No,
bad.
we're
It's
proud of it.
badass.
It
like
took
you
a
guys
while.
got a
for sure.
legitimate
It
setup.
didn't-
like this
the,
is
the first day. It was not like this.
No.
Yeah.
Like it is now. But
You go back to our old videos, the lighting's all fucked up. There's like, it's just everything is.
like, is that a Milwaukee light bar? It's like,
Yeah.
like,
it's-
it gave us that bright light. I mean, you guys, you guys got lights hanging up and all this stuff. And
and
we actually just changed the lights again.
those were our original lights. We got LEDs that messed our video all up. We put them back, and it's like, hey, instead of we have the time to do an episode today, let's just go in the studio and fix some stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we when we started ours, just kind of touching with that, we did gun videos. I mean, that's still what we do. We do gun videos, reviews, whatever it
A
is.
little bit of prepared citizen
Yeah,
kind of
prepared
stuff. thrown in
citizen,
there,
kind of like,
you know?
like your Minuteman stuff or whatever. But at the same time, kind of like what we were talking to you guys a little bit earlier about, we would be at work doing that, literally doing, even with our two other, another buddy of ours that works with us that's in the gun realm and stuff with us, like we would be doing this. And we're like, that's why I brought the idea to him. Like, well, let's just do a podcast. I'm making it. So, we got, what are we on? We'll be episode 4 next week.
This week.
Yeah, this week we'll be episode 4. But I went to Amazon. I got 2 not Samsung. They're like
SanDisk?
Samsung. They're like
Yeah.
Samsung QU2 microphones are like
Mm.
$100 a pop. Everyone's like bang for your buck. Like there's no crackle, there's no peaks. Like, it has, all they don't have like the Shure like built-in like synthesizers. Is that what they're called or something like that?
You're
So
speaking a foreign
it
language. to
sounded
me right.
right.
now.
It sounded fancy.
yeah, I don't know.
I say
I show up and talk.
I don't know what I'm doing. But like, I spent.
I'm bad with money. I would just order some SM7Bs because I
Yeah.
typed it
Yeah,
on
I
Google,
guess
and
that-
that's
I mean-
everybody's like, "That's the best."
Don't get me wrong. That's what we,
That's what Joe Rogan
that's
uses.
what we want to do.
Yeah.
But it's like, a couple $100 on that. We bought our mix amp is like a 2-channel mix amp, that and all, and we have to have adapter that plugs into the phone because we still use the phone, you know, and stuff. And then we got like our lighting is it was like 2 influencer package, you know, like $30 on Amazon, you know, but they give off good light. They got LEDs. There's different, you know what I mean?
Good enough for who it's for.
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Like it's literally good enough for who it's for and what we do for now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, our podcast room is literally my basement with no, it's a concrete wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're on
Unfinished
basement. We're on a foldable table with a black handkerchief tabletop over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, we'll put like a gun or some hats or something like that. You know, just like a little bit of eye candy and stuff. But
Yeah, but on the inverse of that is you could have the best looking studio ever and no substance to actually talk about.
yeah,
And then,
that's true.
Just shitty content or whatever.
you know what I mean? So
yeah.
focusing on the content is definitely more important, and the other stuff just comes later.
And like you said, you know, or like you said, a lot of people, for the most part,
listen
before they
Yeah,
For
watch.
sure.
So if you have good quality mics, good content, you know, you're not like, you know, not everything's crackling and popping.
Yep.
You're not sniffling.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Jared hates this.
It's like you're just sitting there, you're just
I got a big nose, man, and it runs. Okay.
I've deleted a lot of like raw footage, but I wish I could go back to when we first started and just have a compilation of every time Tim sniffed in the microphone.
Dude, we're gonna have like
especially when I was
12-hour long episode of just sniffing.
when I was super worried about when we did audio only, I was super worried about every little thing. And I would sit there for hours on just the audio, and somebody would clear their throat or do something, or the table would bang, and I'd cut it out. And Tim would just be like the whole time. I'm like, damn. And now we use we have a multi-camera editor. So we load up all the stuff and I sync like your audio to your video. So they say it's AI, but it's not really AI. It's been around forever. So when you're talking, your video's on. So it starts cutting up the video and stuff. You'll be talking and then all of a sudden it'll switch to Tim for 2 seconds because it went like that. I'm like, dude, I'm still doing this, like cutting it out. I'm like, dude, your nose okay? And he's like, whatever.
Hey, could you run all my sniffs into like an AR, like a animation, and it's just like me, like Scarface doing a bunch of nose beers.
it's gonna pile out in front of him and stuff.
Yeah, just look like Scarface. So yeah, sorry to go on that tangent about Tim's. I feel like people needed to know that I'm very frustrated about Tim's.
Yeah, he's frustrated. I'm gonna apologize. Whatever.
and now he's going to do it more. So.
Yeah, he's just gonna sit.
Dude, I try.
He's just gonna stare at you.
Actually, he was editing one, and I think the first half I was like really good. And he's like, dude, I really appreciate you getting your nose in check. And then I think the last half was just me just going to town.
Mind, bro. Well, he just started doing his own YouTube channel for pheasant hunting. What's it called again?
Ohio Ridge Rovers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like and subscribe.
And he sent me the published version of his video, and I'm watching it. The first 5 seconds of him walking with the dog.
It was like 20 degrees out.
Like
outside walking around, man.
And maybe nobody else catches it, but now that's all.
Just
like,
drives him nuts.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what it comes down to is like, you know, and he gets it because, you know, he'll be the first one to tell you he's not like tech savvy and stuff. And like, but I'm also like, I have autism when it comes to that. Like I'm autistic when it comes to editing, like legit. Like, and I'm
think we
sure
all have
you
a touch of
understand. Like,
Bro,
for sure,
100%.
But like,
they just didn't diagnose us like that back
like
then.
I'm self-diagnosed. Like I'm self-diagnosed OCD. So like if I see something, or if I'm like cutting up a video and I do something, and it doesn't flow or cut right, and I'm like, oh,
I don't like that.
I'm just gonna delete this whole thing.
And
I hate everything about
and I'm
this. Like,
technologically illiterate, so.
But like, you know, I'll be like, yeah, how's the video looking? I'm like, it's all right.
Nice of you to ask.
And then he'll watch it, but dude, that was awesome. And I'm like,
thanks.
it was okay. Like it just, I'm way too hard on myself. It's
right.
Not even just with this, but just in general, but especially this, because we care, you know, we're not just, we don't want to be a flyby channel. We don't want to like, are we ever going to be able to, make a sustainable life out of this? Who knows?
If you ever think that you're not doing good, just go back on Daily R&R and watch my Scar 17 video from 2014, where it's literally a one take, no thumbnail. It's got like 300,000 views. So
and that's also slightly demoralizing.
Well, I mean, it's also been up for
I love that and
13
hate it at
years.
the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, like so when I am hard on myself with that, or when we're trying to think of content and stuff, like we got hours and hours and hours of content. You know, like we never really.
I've
have
been a gear
lull or
queer
whatever.
forever, so like I've got
Did
all
you say
kinds
gear
of
queer?
Yeah,
Heck
he
yeah,
knows
dude.
what that means. He's
Well, you've heard it too. We
Have you?
back from paintball days, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
I'm a
Yeah,
massive.
Gear queer is
yeah.
my favorite, one of my favorite Army
Well,
terms.
Tippmann
but
98 custom, the flatline barrel response trigger, the
yeah,
drop forward.
well, Tim used to be a big paintballer back in the day.
See, I was
Yeah.
a Smart Parts Ion with an All American Freak barrel. You know,
I was a
Dang,
Tippmann,
dude.
I was
Oh,
a
yeah.
Tippmann
Bring
guy
it-
the whole
Bringing
way.
it back.
What was your last money
that
gun?
an Angel autococker.
I think I was shooting. I was either
Texas
shooting
Storm?
Intimidators or
Wasn't your last? I don't think it's a thing. Is dye still a thing, or is that like the only brand?
It used
left?
to be.
dude, I don't
DYE.
know. I was either
Yeah.
shooting. What was their
The
gun?
dye matrix or whatever.
I was
it
either shooting a Matrix or an Intimidator. I think
Yeah.
my last guns I was
Well,
shooting.
it's crazy because you still, like, you don't see it very much.
right.
It's definitely still a thing.
It's still a huge
Yeah.
thing. I don't.
It's not pop culture anymore. It's just there's still a subculture.
yeah,
of
there's
it.
a subculture.
Well, there's
playing
two.
paintball.
There's two right here. You know, local to us. Like
Yeah.
you know, well, I think the one actually just went out of business. The one in
Battlezone
Yeah.
no,
Oh, Battlezone's still there, bro.
still kicking.
Punisher.
Punisher's paintball.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they went out of business. if
No,
I'm
they
not
moved.
Oh,
Did
they
they
moved.
move?
Yeah.
Okay.
They moved over there off. Yeah. Anyways,
You guys want to go paintballing?
Dude, I'm
know,
gonna have to.
we
when my kids
actually
grow
went
up
to Battle Zone.
over there.
Like last year, the year before, me and a couple buddies from work and our wives all went out there, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
It was fun. Just renting guns, you know.
He
Just
comes
yeah.
in just full, just battle belt, drop leg, just mag carry.
Well, it's funny because
and
me and one of my other buddies, he's an infantry vet as well, but he's a Marine. So like we're like, all right, let's battle drill 1 alpha this thing, you know, like
You just L-shaped ambush a bunch of little kids.
that's actually what we did.
Yeah.
Like 100%. It was a bunch of, I think it was like,
was like a party of, like,
it's
8-year-olds.
7 or 8 year old, girls out there. And we're like,
Welcome to the rice field.
let's flank them. Get online.
Oh man.
welcome to the real world is what it is.
Yeah, welcome to the real world.
You're yelling over
jackass.
your wives, hey, lift fire. They don't know what that means. They're still shooting at you. You're like, "Ah, whatever. I'll eat,
Shift.
I'll eat a few of them. I don't care. But no,
Shit,
it was a
we should-
blast. It was fun. It
we
was
should
like
go out.
it was like $40 a person for like
Yeah.
gun or rental gun with like I think it was 2,000 rounds a box, whatever it is. But
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. You know, growing up, because we're all relatively the same age. You know, you growing up playing paintball back in the day, even if you play speedball, woods ball, whatever it is, you go and get a bag of 500 or a kit. You know, you're at the time when I was playing. I was 12, 14 years old.
what gun did you say you used to use?
Tippmann 98 custom.
Yeah, see, you
bro.
wouldn't go through very much paint. I'd go through 2,000 a day.
Oh, dude, I had a response trigger though.
Oh shit.
It was the FRTs before the FRT was a thing.
Here's
it was.
it was.
here's
It
the
really
real
was.
question: what kind of hopper did you have?
I
If you say
believe-
anything other than Halo,
No, I
that
think
means
it
you
was a
weren't going through
Halo-
very
Halo
much
Evo.
ammo. You know what I mean?
I think it was a
Like,
Halo Evo.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. So like, well, that's the thing. Like
see, I've always been a gear guy.
when I go,
always.
and that's the thing. When I go all into something, I go all in. Like, so
Did you guys ever frequent Richland Paintball?
yes, I went there.
I was a
in
manager
Helder.
there
really, that's
Dude,
pretty
at
cool.
like 16 years old.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've probably met you 100.
I'm sure you have.
Dude, I would go in there.
Yeah.
I'd get my tanks filled up. I'd buy paint.
Yeah, dude.
Where you know how you could go out the side door, and then you had the big open field in the back.
So the one on Laver Road.
Yes.
So I was there, and then when we moved to Ontario, I was out there too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd go out there, and I don't know if
That's probably why you guys kind of look familiar.
well,
Like-
see, we all
like-
live in the same area.
like
We're all
from
around the
way
same
back in the
age.
day.
Like,
Yeah.
Like I've seen these guys before.
that's what we were talking before the cameras turned on. Like we've had to have met at some time
Oh,
down
for
at
sure.
Fort Bliss.
yeah,
Like we're
especially
there
you
at the
guys being
same
in
time,
same area,
same
the
footprint. Like,
I'm sure we were at the same bar
do you ever go to a little bit onto the
that
on the-
every weekend.
Yeah, I did.
Before I ETS, I was there every weekend.
Guaranteed I saw anything because we
There's-
literally went every weekend a little bit
There's got to be a picture of us on the
Probably.
same.
because we used to go to a little bit and then after we left there after it closed down at 2:00 we'd hit Village Inn on the way back.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Do you remember the no DUI El Paso?
Yeah,
That was
where you could call the cops and they'd come pick you up and take
basically
you home.
yeah. I always tell a story about my buddy walked over to the breathalyzer thing.
Yeah,
So they'd be like, "Hey, don't drive, whatever." He hit the breathalyzer, and it was some crazy high number. And then he's like, "All right, you guys, you ready?" And then drove off.
Oh shoot!
No DUI.
Did you ever go out to Red Sands?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, we used to spend a lot of time out at Red Sands, out there shooting and off roading and stuff. So
Yeah,
good times.
that was a wild place because you could literally ramp a Jeep, but you might be in the line of fire. Somebody just
Oh,
blowing off a
dude.
few rounds.
You drive back there at night, literally, you just see bonfires, hearing guns going off. You're like, let's keep on going. Let's get a little further in.
Good time.
Because there's a place back there called the Pit where there was like a big housing development. Did you ever go to the Pit?
I don't think so. No.
Well, they dug down to like, use like, to level out different ground for this big housing development. This thing was like probably 80-foot high walls all the way around. You had like drive down like this S curve kind of thing and get down to the bottom. But I remember one time we were down there shooting and all of a sudden we hear snaps, bullets flying overhead. And when you start hearing snaps, it's close. This is right when I got back from Iraq. So a couple of other guys I was with that didn't deploy, they both dive underneath my SUV and they're like, huddled down there. I grabbed my AR-15 and ran up the hill. Got up there, it's just a bunch of local Mexican kids just shooting at stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but that was an interesting one. But
That is crazy though. Just kind of keeping on that topic. Like you guys probably did legit
we had
yeah.
work out together at one
Had to
point,
have.
cross pass, ate
I'd
chow
say
together.
there's only so much to do at
seeing
Fort
each other
Bliss.
naked.
Like,
I mean,
right.
I mean,
Yeah, you lift and drink and go shoot guns in the desert. That's pretty much it.
yeah. I say Soto Gym, Freedom Crossing, but yeah.
that is crazy though. It really is.
Yeah, there's another guy that started as our co-host here. It was in my unit, Don. He saw my license plate one day when I had my Jeep and I had the Richland County on it. And he was like, dude, where are you from? I'm like, Lucas. He's like, I'm from Belleville. I'm like, hell
Small
yeah,
world.
brother. Yeah, small world.
It's a small world.
Crazy.
Just getting back into some of your guys' content. I know you guys are kind of doing reviews on gear and firearms and stuff, but are you guys doing any like instructional videos on shooting drills or this, that, and whatever?
We've done a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got like a little series like Basic Handgun 101 pretty much and Basic Rifle 101.
Yep.
And we go over some different stuff. I'd say probably our most popular one was we did a video on qualifications. So like setting up your own qual or, using a local police agency.
Yeah, we also used the Ohio
Opata.
police. Yeah, we used the Opata one too.
Like shooting the Opata?
Yep.
Yeah.
So like we would read.
Were you blindfolded?
No.
It's wild, isn't it?
Did
And
it
people
with one hand, offhand, but
we've talked about it before because we've had cops on here, but like how
much of a joke it is.
much of a joke the
It really is.
Opata, like what the requirements you have to pass to be a police officer, at least shooting skills or whatever, is a joke.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, like have you guys ever done like the SWAT qual for Ohio?
I
We
personally
not
have never.
know.
It's pretty difficult. Like it's not like impossible if you're, a decent shooter, but
Yeah.
it makes you feel a bit more confident. It's it takes a little more competency and a little bit more accuracy than the Opata qualification.
And it is. It's just wild though. Cause like you read it, you're like 5 rounds on target in 3 seconds from draw. That's it. It's like, you know what I mean?
That's what we're doing.
It's like 3 seconds. It's like,
We should set that
So
up
that's
this
a
summer.
lifetime.
yeah, we're so, we're
I'm going to shoot it this summer.
some
And
one,
I'd
some
say
one
even
and a
probably the
half.
worst one than that is I was a CCW instructor for a while. And the qualification for getting your Ohio CCW, that's why when we went to Constitution Carry, everybody's like, oh, you still need to train. I'm like, that 8-hour class wasn't really training. Like,
Right.
No, it's not. It's the bare
it was
minimum. 'Cause
absolutely
we've-
terrible.
I mean, we're still instructors through the NRA,
Okay.
and it's nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, so
We usually felt better having a smaller class and leaving people with way more knowledge than
Yeah.
was required for the class.
Yeah.
That's,
like,
that's how
yeah.
that's how him and our buddy was when they did it.
Yeah.
Like when they would get 15, 20 people, you can only do
mhm.
so much with 15, 20 people between two people. But like he's told me, he's like, when you have a class of 5 or 6 or
Yeah.
7 of them, whatever, it would just be a lot more hands-on. You can
spend a lot more time out
splurge a
the
lot
range.
more,
Yeah.
information and stuff
Yeah.
out.
And I've only done one online class in the last year. Well, 2 students, but I actually enjoy those a lot better than the 8-hour days because
Yeah.
they do all the book work or whatever. Have you done those?
No,
The online
right
one?
when I got out of it, that's when they started doing the online thing.
The
And,
blended stuff.
The blended learning.
our biggest problem was you being from Lucas, there's a local guy that started doing CCW classes around that time for $25 a person. And I was like,
With the same last name.
It
yeah,
wasn't
with the
us,
same-
was it?
It definitely wasn't us.
no, the same last name as me too. So everybody's like, they'd call in and they'd get a hold
Oh
of me.
yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
I'm
Yeah.
like, Yeah, that's not me. Like we actually do like good instruction and stuff. No
yeah.
offense, but
Trust me,
It was really
I know what
not
you're
that we
talking
were competing, but it was really hard to get students, and it wasn't really worth it
Yes.
because you don't make much money doing concealed carry, even at $125 a pop, because it's an 8 or 10 or it used to be 12 out. I don't know if you taught when it.
no, I
Did
started.
you teach through the NRA?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and it used to be a 12-hour class.
And you guys would know probably, I can't remember offhand, but I mean, the packets that you'd get from the NRA,
they were expensive.
those were like $30 a piece. So I'm
Yeah,
like, this
so
guy's doing it
that's
for
right off the top.
$25. I'm like, how's he doing it?
Yeah.
I was like, I can't compete with that. You know?
because it was a non-NRA what's it called? Non-NRA approved class.
Yeah, so we did a
Yes.
curriculum and got approved through
Yeah.
the local police department pretty much.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those, I'm like, it's not even worth it. Like,
Right.
You know, but you like, you can't do an 8-hour class with 3 people. And it's like, oh, hey buddy, you and I are both splitting $150 profit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't spend that $75 in one place, buddy.
The blended learning, you still have to buy a $25 course control code
Yeah.
before you issue it to a student. But as far as the actual class, you spend a few hours with them. And instead of, I know some people have just been, they show up, you're supposed to do a review and everything. I know I've heard of some people, they just show up and they're like, shoot, all right, pass, leave. That was the easiest $50 I made. But if you actually have the students, you're like, okay, we have 3 hours. Let's go over the very basics. And when you can spend a whole hour on gun handling before you even shoot, then I feel like they leave way more prepared than that 20 minutes they had on the range.
Well, that's like at the end of the day too. I never did it. I took his class, or whatever. But you still at the end of the day, you're responsible for that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're responsible for their technique or whatever. Like they're like, all right, I took a class, I know what I'm doing. It's like, no, you really don't. Like and looking at something like that, it's like you have these people that, like you said, hey, you hit a plate from 7 yards away 5 times. Good job. You're out of here. It's like, I couldn't do that. Like my conscience wouldn't let me do that. You know what I mean? Cause
Right.
like I said, at the end of the day, when they leave, say they're in a shoot and it's a bad shoot, like that falls in reality, that falls back on you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You might not be liable for it, but you're
Yeah.
definitely get called in front of the judge.
Yeah,
for
right.
sure.
They're going to ask you who did you take your class from?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to say the paper plate guy.
It's like,
The guy that charged me $25 and made me shoot his 22 pistol.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
well, like you said, having just this extra couple hours of, learning fundamentals, how to hold a gun. I mean, cause like both my parents had theirs, went through him and stuff. And my mom, you've met her. She's not a very big lady, and I remember her, the whole, the teacup thing and everything else. So it's like, but you take that extra time to show them how to properly, hold a handgun or whatever else. Just little things like that go a long way. You know what I mean? So if you do have those extra couple hours to, even just brush up on someone who already knows what to do, but just kind of,
Well, and also,
jog it
guns are
forward.
like anything else. It's always evolving. You know what I mean? Like back when you guys and probably myself got into shooting guns, it was the Chris Costa,
Oh, yeah.
C-clamp grip all the way
C-clamp,
out,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like stuff has kind of evolved over the years, where it's not.
Yeah, because we still do the whole like pushing out, locking the elbows thing where
winging out your elbows real far.
Yeah.
It's like
you see everyone else like real nonchalant. They're, they kind of,
Sorry.
everything's more, you have to edit that.
I know. I just
out.
knocked the table. I didn't. I'm
It's
sorry.
Fine.
I
Still
apologize.
standing.
I apologize.
We're good.
But yeah, I mean, just, like he said, it's always evolving. And my grip, my form, my shooting stance is mine. It's going to be different than yours and his. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like,
As long as you're not standing on one leg, you
I mean, yeah, if you have a remote athletic stance, and you're somewhat
just
competent.
objectively stable instead of
Yeah.
like a certain inches away from your other foot.
yeah, exactly.
Because there are people out there that'll be like, oh, he's standing a little too far forward. He's
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
It's like there's no
He apparently doesn't know what he's doing.
yeah, there's no way to be able to hit that. And then you put like a 0.3 MOA group. They're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. So
The Jerry Micklick shows up in high heels and just roasts you.
Yeah.
Shoots his gun offhand, upside down, like
Yeah.
at 300 yards.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Some
whatever.
people are
It
just
sounds
built
like
different.
you're making that up, but he actually does that.
Yeah, like crazy.
What was it like posting content of you shooting and posting out there for the world to see, like for the first time? Like was it kind of nerve wracking?
Well, you had started like
2010 is when I uploaded my
2010.
first video. Yeah. But I mean, I don't even really consider those videos anything really. I mean,
They weren't much. He had a couple shooting videos, but they were more like
tabletop
this
reviews.
is the Scar. This is
Yeah.
is the G3. This is, I got this Glock, and this is my M&P, or like he it was more, content and stuff like that. But I mean, you did it for a little bit.
Yeah, I did for like 4
I mean,
years.
like when you guys were actually
like trying.
like, okay, guys, this is how you're going to do this. And then you actually produce the results. Like, was it nerve wracking to be like,
without a doubt, having that spotlight on you, you know, like, you guys
I mean,
know
some
this.
people
They want to get imposter
like
syndrome.
even when like we're instructing classes or like even like an intermediate or more an advanced class and you're actually demoing your drills, because I think we all feel that if you're going to put on a class, you need to demo your drills. Because if you
100%.
don't demo your drills in front of your students, then
your credibility is gone.
Your credibility's gone. But
Which we literally had that happen firsthand to us.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm not going to name the instructor, but we did a class and it was at my range. And this was a big name instructor, huge YouTube following, big Instagram following. And he was running one of his drills. I'm like, you didn't even hit the target, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he said, well, I'm just showing you how you push yourself. And I'm like, yeah, you can push yourself, but you still need to hit the target.
Yeah.
Yeah. That definitely, I think, says everything about the instructor.
Well, and it's funny for us because like you'll see different comments, people talking about, trying to critique you and stuff. And it's like you can go back to one of our very first videos where we
let's not go back to those.
No, but I mean as far but we
They're not great.
were shooting the Shadow Systems MR 920p, and it's a Glock 19 copy with a compensator on the end of it. Apparently everybody hates compensators, if you guys were ever wondering.
They hate them.
Oh,
dude,
everybody. That's our number one
crazy.
hate comment is take that compensator off, you pussy. It's a 9mm.
It's
like
nuts. It's
like
Apparently they've never shot one.
yeah, you should non-comp to a comp.
I would say, people can say whatever they want, but we set up a target at, 15 yards. So it wasn't close, wasn't far. But I shot 17 rounds, one hole. Hand the gun over to him. He shot another 17 rounds, every round was touching kind of thing. And it's like, you guys can say what you want, but that's pretty good shooting. Like
For sure.
That's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, just kind of, touch with your question and stuff. Yeah. I mean, especially being kind of like, being guys that you don't want to get, bucked up on or talked down to or whatever
it's an ego
else.
thing.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. It really is. It is an ego thing. And you do kind of got to check yourself every now and then. But I think we're to the point where we knew we were good. Like, and I'm not saying that we're phenomenal, but like if I'm
competent, we're competent.
If I'm ever in a gunfight, I know the one person that I'm going to call 100%. You know what I mean? That guy. But I knew we were confident. I knew we were above average shooters, and I knew that we knew what we were talking about. We weren't just, blowing smoke. We weren't just making stuff up. Everything that we had factual backing, had structure to it.
Well, and it's all stuff that we got taught by big name instructors.
Yeah,
like classes that we went and spent, $700 to $1,000 for.
Right.
Like we're not talking, not talking like Joe Schmo down the road that's, rents out the range on 42 or whatever. Like, but it was all techniques that we learned from big name instructors and that kind of thing,
I think the biggest thing for me, I don't know, I can't speak on him, but I think he would agree, is that it is the hardest part is probably just knowing that there are people that are going to watch you, knowing that there are people that are critique you or shit talk you or, whatever else, but just having that confidence and having that, backability, that's even a word, having that, in the background, but you want to come off like you know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Well, and you try not to be petty, but you see somebody comment something and they're like, "You poser piece of shit. You don't know how to shoot. You've never done anything in your life."
Yeah, they have no content on their channel and they've never put themselves out there.
Exactly. You click on it. There's no videos. Like I'm like,
yeah, you make something and then
we literally had a guy like getting on. I made it last way too long. I just kept on commenting back. He's like, I'm a tier 1 operator. Blah blah. I was like, yeah, you're not. You'd never say that if you were.
No tier 1 operator is going to say they're not even going to use the term tier 1 first of all, but they would never say I'm an operator in the first place.
He's like, first off, you said you're in the Marines. Marines don't have any tier 1 operators, so there's that.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I think with him, even him, his background and his credentials and stuff has been called out a few times.
Which I don't care.
And, well,
Like,
yeah, and I'm not
right.
saying, and he doesn't care, but even just coming from me, it's like, I guess that's my dude. I guess my brother. Like
Yeah.
this dude, literally two-way range.
Yeah.
Has done stuff, bled for this country. It's like it would piss me off more than it would piss him off.
Yeah.
And then like some other dumb little thing would comment, and then it wouldn't bother me. And then he's like, "Oh, it ain't no way." It's like you're mad about that, but this guy that just pretty much said that you were never in
Stolen
the
valor.
army. Yeah,
it's like this. It's like I got a whole list of contacts on my phone that I don't need to prove anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And then you just become like them. So
exactly. Like I said, you don't want to give them that negative energy, and then it kind of, and then it might change your, it might change your style of content. It might change who you are and how you, and what you're structured around and what you're about. But we don't really let it get to us. I mean, every now and then we'll be like,
do you guys ever get like just tired of the gun community in general?
oh,
Dude,
without a doubt.
it's the most toxic thing in the world.
I probably was on like a dozen Facebook groups at one point. Like, I mean, because we were doing classes at least a couple times a month. We were range hosting. We had all these instructors coming in, similar to you guys. And like, I wanted to be in it, every little thing. And then the constant like, oh, that sucks. It's like, it was just too much.
Yeah.
Like I had to like remove myself from all that crap and be like, I'm going to do what I want to do and follow the people that I know what they're talking about, and just the rest of the noise. It was just too much for me.
We definitely eat our own in the gun community.
Yeah.
100%.
It's like earlier you were talking about having a 45. It's like if you post that on Facebook on some group, half the people, you dumbass, carry a 9mm, or
Right.
okay, FUD, carry a 45.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, it's like, who cares?
I mean,
Like,
I've engaged in those comments too, but at a certain point, it was just like, all right, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired, boss.
Yeah.
The
boss. Yes,
the
boss.
the only community that eats themselves, eats each other more is the veteran community, especially as of recent. It's like, every, let's call out, Kennedy, or let's call out, Shipley, DJ. It's like, dude, it's like, you expect me to remember verbatim what happened 15 years ago.
Right.
Like, come on now. So I don't even talk about the
I don't
military
remember
stuff
what I did
much.
last night.
Right.
Like,
I mean, but yeah, I mean, it is like he said, it is very, very toxic. Kind of like what you were saying too. It's crazy because we all should have one goal, and that's just be more prepared, be trained up, be a better
that's the
prepared
right
citizen or whatever. But
see, that's the right mindset to have, because you're talking about like, we should be better, not we should be the best, or I'm the best.
Yeah.
Or people think they get to a certain level and they took like a certain class and they're like, yep, I'm done. I reached the top of the mountain.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like, you got to always remember there's always somebody bigger, faster, and stronger than you.
absolutely.
No matter what.
Mhm.
And that goes across anything, whether it be getting in the gym, shooting on the range, playing a pickup game of basketball.
Yep.
Like,
and you can just bring up the fact that like you see people like warrior poet,
John Lovell.
John
John
Lovell.
Lovell, yeah.
Like he's one of the toppest guys. He still trains every day.
Yeah.
He still shoots every day
Yeah.
because he just wants to get better and better and better.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to lie. Like, I've played into those little, I've played into some of the comments sometimes,
Yeah, it's hard.
I say like, it didn't bug me, but it's like, oh, I'm a fat ass. It's like, all right, at the gym day, I'm like, hey, record me benching 315 for your first set of 8.
Yeah.
I post that as a short, like, okay, dude, like,
yeah.
or like, hey, you guys can sit here and say whatever you want, but we have a bunch of videos of us running and gunning.
Yeah.
Where we're sprinting 100 yards, shooting with high heart rate, sprinting back 100 yards, dripped in sweat, breathing hard. It's like, you can say whatever you want, but we're out here actually trying to, better ourselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even if
So-
we are slightly overweight, we're still out there doing something about it, or we're still doing what we do, even at our weight or at our size or whatever you want to call it. Kind of like what you said, you could have someone who has multicolored hair or a
Anime profile
character, as their profile picture. It's like you want to talk all this shit and stuff, but it's
Dude, most of them are 12-year-olds. Honestly, most of them are 12-year-olds. And they play, like, you just click on their profile. They're created 5 years ago, and they're Fortnite. Most of their stuff's Fortnite, and you're like, why am I even mad? This would be like one of my nephews being like, you suck.
Yep.
Learn how to shoot, idiot.
Maybe it is your nephew's.
It actually could be.
just a
Probably
bunch of
is.
burner
Have you guys
accounts.
ever done any USPSA competition shooting, anything?
I did
used
some
to.
Glock shoots down in El Paso. I did a few USPS.
He's not going to talk it up. But
No, I did a little bit of competition here and there.
He he has done a lot. He's done a lot. Like, and
I've done a
he's.
few
Did you enjoy
competitions.
it?
I did. I
Yeah.
did. It's definitely, and you'll be able to vouch for this kind of. You were able to actually learn how to shoot, because a lot of
Yeah.
people, they have a misconception like, oh, you're in the military, you know how to shoot. It's like, no.
No, yeah.
No,
I've
that's-
talked about that before. It's like when I introduced myself as or introduced myself in like a basic concealed carry class, I was like, I was in the Army, that has nothing to do with handgun shooting.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
And to
Like,
be honest with you, it doesn't have much to do with rifle shooting unless you went to
Yeah.
special classes.
and
You
a
know
lot
what
of
I mean?
classes
Like,
we've taken has been deprogramming myself on how not to shoot.
well, I mean, it's one of those things too where people don't understand. It's like big boy range rules is so much different than Army.
Yeah.
Army, you know, bolt lock to the rear. You
Yeah.
walk up on the
Yeah.
range masters make sure everything's clear. You lay down. By the time then you have to load your gun.
Yeah.
You know, and you got somebody standing over your back the whole time. Like, it's not how we shoot.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like
just a couple nights ago, I was trying my buddy's NVGs on, and he had his what is it called? Like the soft helmet.
yeah,
And I immediately looked at it. I'm like, why do I feel like this is gonna suck for some reason? Like, just putting the mount back on, and then we're shooting, and I actually have an RMR and everything. I'm like, this is fun.
yeah,
But the Army ruined it for me, because everybody always talks about night vision. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with it. I
yeah.
don't want to wear nothing on my head. I don't want to stare through that monocle anymore.
You got to admit that was always a fun range. Like, you got to
yeah.
do your night vision the first time. You got a bunch of Joes from like basic that, you were one of them just, the year before that or whatever,
Yeah.
but you don't have any depth perception when you're wearing NVGs.
Right.
So like, you're supposed to be running through the desert, doing these drills, and guys are tripping and falling themselves, face planting,
Yeah,
like busted up teeth and lips from face planting into your rifle. It's
Yeah.
like, it sucks.
Well, me and my buddy were talking. It's on the subject about and he said this. It was a bunch of people that didn't know what they were doing, teaching other people that didn't know what they were doing. 'Cause
100%.
I was like, dude, nobody really explained passive aiming or like how to even look through nods.
Nope.
I was jamming my monocle into my M68 and just trying like nobody was ever. They were just like, all right, you got your MVGs, don't lose them. All
Yeah.
right, go shoot. Like,
Make sure they're tied down. That's the most important thing. Like,
yeah. So that just kind of ties into you really don't know.
yeah.
Just being a grunt in the military doesn't really
Nope.
teach you
I
much.
learned how to shoot. We did a lot of stuff with a group of special forces dudes from third group,
Mhm.
and like they taught us a lot. Like, we had a lot of ranges with them, and that was fun because like it's big boy rules. It's like for the first time you're like,
Don't flag anybody.
wait, I can just walk up and load my firearm and shoot. I can actually turn to 3-round burst. All right, that's cool.
You're not going to yell at me, right?
Because I remember our platoon sergeant, the first time we went out and did a range with them, they were like, he was like, all right, little whoas, this is real. This is big boy range rules. Just
Was he wearing his hat backwards?
don't be a dumbass. It's like, okay.
That's what he brought up this story before and stuff. He's like, you'd walk into like the chow hall or whatever else, and they're all wearing like Hawaiian button-up T-shirts with beards,
No
and-
patches,
yeah,
like
nothing
beards.
Yeah.
Like, what's your name? It's like, me? You talking to me? And then he'd like say his last name. They're like, no, what's your name?
It's like, Ethan.
Yeah, it's like
That was the first time I envied SF guys in Afghanistan. Was they were wearing baseball caps most of the time backwards, and their MRAP, which they had a minigun on.
Yeah.
We didn't, obviously. But their MRAP busted the side mirror of our MRAP. And the dude had his like hand on a minigun, and he's smiling and giving me one of these. And I was just like, damn, you guys are cool.
Well, I say that when we before we deployed, we did a big training event with SF dudes, and I think it was 313 out of some National Guard SF unit, but all big boy rules, cool as shit. We're out there, and they've got the M134 minigun. You can just go up and shoot it. You're like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Shoot some of their Mark 18s, and then they had a Carl's Gustav set up on the far end of the range. So I'm over there watching it. I got up and shot it 2 times, and I'm standing back watching this. I'm watching it for probably, different guys shoot it for probably 15, 20 minutes.
Mm.
Some tall guy comes over, no rank, no name tape, nothing, grabs me. He's like, how long you been staying here for? I was like, I don't know, 15 minutes. He was like, drags me behind one of the MATVs. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you can't be that close to the Carl's Gustav that many shots. He's like,
I go deaf.
well, he said it'll mess up the rhythm of your heart. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And
You're
I'm,
like,
military, you're looking at me like, I don't know what to call him. Thank you.
Bro.
But yeah, you got
He
to
walks
one of
away.
these, like you said.
Hey, who was that? Oh, that was our lieutenant colonel.
Jesus.
It's like, oh, hopefully nobody saw that.
Was it a shoulder fired?
Yeah.
They gave us those in deployment.
That's
They're
badass.
so loud.
Yeah, but I mean, that's probably one of the coolest, like
Yeah.
shoulder mounted,
Technically
recoilless
a rifle.
rifles. Yeah, I think it's
those are
badass.
Bet you never shot a goose.
I just kind of want to back up here because I'm a little stuck.
I never did shoot a goose.
So you said they were SF guys, but they were National Guard.
Yeah.
So you can be a cool guy.
Yes.
1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year.
So we actually
that's kind of fucking cool.
We
dude.
actually got explained to us the National Guard SF units are better trained than the actual active duty SF units because all they have to do is they they can do their weekend duty, but they file that they're unemployed. So the National Guard for their state, they'll just send them out to training every single weekend. So like you talk to these guys, every one of them is Pathfinder, air assault,
Every school,
airborne, everything.
Everything. That's cool.
Going to Darcy 5 or 6 times a year, that kind of thing. It's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's badass, but
I'm just trained full time.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but
yeah,
very cool.
But
did you know that was a thing?
Yeah.
So why you
I didn't know about the training, like all the training type stuff, but I knew
I only know that
National
because
Guard SF.
I only know that because down at Fort Bliss, they would go out. There was a place in White Sands that was like over the New Mexico border, and you had to like off-road a Humvee for like 8 hours to get there or take a Chinook. So we drove our Humvees out there. Those guys flew a Chinook in. It's cool. But we spent, we weren't playing Indige. Like they actually had actual Iraqis and Afghanis like living in this little town.
Yeah.
But we were playing like the unit they were attached to for the training, so like we spent hours just talking to them. You'd be up on like guard and you have one of those dudes with you and they just fill your mind with all these hopes and dreams, thinking that maybe I can be a cool guy.
I was going to say, maybe one. Do you think I could pass selection?
You think I have what it takes? Or? No. Okay. I didn't think so either.
No. Okay. I'll stop talking.
I'm sorry.
So what are you guys kind of plans for the future or views for the channel? What's your like short-term goals or long-term? Just keep trucking?
Yeah.
I'd say short-term goals, we'd like to get both channels monetized and actually start making a little bit of money off of it. We always joke around about it, but it's like that first check we get for $20, we're both quitting our jobs. We're going all in.
We definitely, when we got monetized, like, what color truck you get?
Yeah. I was like, dude, I think I'm
We just
getting
got
a
to put a
Lambo.
decal on the side.
Like the first month we got like $20 and I'm like, bro, I'm about to drop everything right now.
I'm in.
Have you noticed on the first channel, the channel that you got monetized, is your content, most of it limited ad revenue?
No, so we're
only first tier monetized
we're at that first tier monetization to where you get like the memberships and the
badges
and stuff like that. You get like
you can
super chats and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the 3,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're at like 3,600. So we're like,
So you're almost there.
yeah, we're almost there for the 4,000 hours to actually be able to get, the AdSense revenue and stuff like that, having the ads play on your videos and stuff.
But we've been trying to do everything by the books for YouTube. So when it does happen,
Absolutely.
we don't which is gay, but
yeah.
Sorry if I'm not allowed to say that, but
No, you can say gay.
No, dude, it's 2026. Gay's cool.
all right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
We're bringing it back,
saying
boys.
No, we recently got monetized, and our most popular videos, my Saiga review, and that brings in like a couple hundred views a day, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's limited monetization, so you only get revenue from. It's got like 7 cents on it.
That's stupid.
So like, I think you guys are already in the right direction with sponsors and stuff, but I don't think you can make a whole bunch of money just on YouTube alone with gun content anymore because they completely.
They don't even push it anymore. Like
Unless you're subscribed to them.
Yeah,
you're not
your click through rates and stuff. Even if you have we all know, a phenomenal thumbnail, a good title, whatever. Like, even if you do everything perfect to a T, they don't push it like they used to. They don't have it out there to where it gets new viewers or new clicks or whatever else.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's just that little bit of niche of of the actual gun community people that are still relevant or in that realm. They're not going to push it out to Sarah or Bob.
Well, it's because there's a political agenda behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, they're trying to make gun content be taboo for this younger generation. Yeah. So later on, they can kind of push, they can erode our rights without any pushback.
Yeah. Have you guys been on Rumble at all?
I scroll through there. We haven't posted any videos on there.
Yeah.
But in the future, Rumble or even Pepperbox is
Yeah,
something
Patreon,
we've
Pepperbox, Rumble. I mean,
something we've talked about.
There's a bunch of different ones. I mean, and like we've talked about it, but
The problem is that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world.
Oh yeah.
and it's owned by the first.
It's owned by the
It's owned by the
first.
first.
Yeah, so it's
yeah,
like
it's Google. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, you look at it like that, and you look at all these other websites or platforms and stuff, which would be phenomenal when we get there. But now with us being
Just starting.
a smaller channel starting out, like we got to just pay your dues in a way. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
for sure.
And even sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
no, I'm sorry.
even your other gear reviews and stuff, like that'll be totally eligible and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's not a huge deal, but I just noticed because I hit monetize and just saw a bunch of yellow, like a limited reach
Yeah.
or whatever. And I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Even when you post a YouTube short, if you don't put anything in the title about guns, it'll say
Age restricted.
they won't say age restricted because I don't put that it's age restricted, but because there's nothing like inherently bad about it. It's just like showing a gun doing nothing, like on a table or whatever. If you don't put gun in the title, it's good. But if you put like Glock 19 in the title, instantly limited ad revenue. So
That's crazy.
just something to look out for
Yeah.
when you get monetized.
It's good to know.
Yeah, because we have a short where we went up to where was it? What was that range?
Lake Erie.
Yeah, Lake Erie Arms.
Yeah.
So we went up there. We shot some full autos and stuff, and he recorded me shooting a full auto M4, and I posted it as a short, age restricted, 18 plus. I mean,
Really?
it had a couple thousand views within first couple of days,
Yeah.
and then it just got age restricted and it died.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
but at the time, that was like almost a year ago.
Yeah.
We weren't monetized. We didn't have nothing, no backing, no
Right.
nothing. So, I mean, and I think the biggest thing is we kind of understand that, and we've seen bigger channels, gun channels, gun community, whatever you want to call it. We've noticed that, and we still do strictly gun, but we also do, like, when we do gear reviews, it's not just a gun. Like, we'll do an optic or
Guns
we'll do a
and gun
light,
adjacent
Yeah.
material.
or we'll
Yeah.
do like the Leathermans, or we were on a kick to where we were buying a bunch of
Knives.
Tor knives, and what was I can't remember the other one, but we were buying a bunch of higher end knives and doing reviews and shorts on that and stuff. So
Mhm.
that way we can kind of like we introduced it early to where we can still kind of play on that if we really need to push that to an extent or whatever
Right.
else.
And your audience, I'm sure, loves knives and gear.
Oh,
As
there's
much as,
been some videos and shorts that have been
Yeah,
like,
a lot of our knife content
Yeah.
got pretty popular, but I mean, a lot of it also has to do with we can use different, hashtags with the knife stuff,
Yeah.
and there's but I would say the other thing is like we've really tried to be conscious though of like not breaking YouTube standards.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like we just did a review on like the Ruger PC9 series. I've got a bunch of Glock 33 round mags and a couple mag pull, 60 round drums.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I literally went through the base plate of all my 30 round mags, took off the extended base plate, put on a regular one,
Yep.
said, hey, yeah, they're 29 rounds now. They're not
Yep.
over 30. So
and it's crazy because like even if because YouTube is always changing and they do not tell you.
and they don't grandfather anything in.
Yes.
No, like
And
Mr. Guns and Gear just got all of his stuff.
yeah, he
taken
got like
down.
70 videos taken down or whatever. Like YouTube can flag you a high capacity like loading a high capacity magazine, they'll flag you. Putting a suppressor on is modification to a
Yep.
firearm, it'll flag you. Like all this other stuff that is literally asinine.
Mhm.
Like when it comes down to it, it's like I'm not modifying anything. I'm just
You got to remember,
But-
YouTube's based out of California, so they're going to go off
Yeah.
California rules.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
plain and
100%.
simple.
but yeah.
Can you,
I'm-
sorry to interrupt you,
oh no.
but before I lose my thought, can you or have you thought about putting an FRT in that?
We have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was actually going to be my next. I was looking for something to FRT,
Yeah.
and one of my buddies was like, buy one of those. And I saw like the pistol config was like less than $700.
Yeah. So
It's a pretty, I mean, if you shoot Glock at all, or if you have some Glock
I
mags,
got a
like,
bunch of Glock mags laying around.
yeah, so if you're a gun guy, you probably got Glock mags laying around, and it's a solid option. Like, it's a fun gun to shoot.
yep.
One
One of his AR9, he has a binary in it. And then he ended up trading a sight and a couple of dollars for
No, an old Geisley trigger ahead.
or yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was an old trigger and a couple of dollars for
FRT to put into an AR.
Yeah, so we're gonna drop that into an AR and stuff. And I'm sure it is just a fad right now, but it'll be around for a while. And everyone's making them. They're all
they're so fun,
spilling out like nothing. But at the same time too, just going back to like what you said, like the getting demonetized or limited or whatever, like you have to say this is an FRT, it's a semi-auto trigger. I'm not holding the trigger down. It's it's resetting every time I pull it. So it is. There's a lot of loopholes, and that's kind of like where we are now. Last week, the week before, we actually got our LLC.
Cool.
So when it comes to like when we get to that point with making money and whatever else, it's
on the up and up, and
it kind of protects us away, in a sense too. So not everything.
So you don't lose your house.
Yeah. So I mean that was one of the milestones or tiers that we wanted to get to. Once we get to the point where we do get at least somewhat monetized, get an LLC so it covers us. We have, especially when taxes come and stuff like that or whatever. Even if you gotta claim $19 or whatever else.
Yeah.
So,
but anyways, getting back to what I think it was you, we kind of got derailed there. But yeah,
it happens a lot.
I'd say milestone wise, we'd like to get both the channels monetized, and then try to maybe hit 10,000 subs on one of them. That'd be cool. But,
heck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is a grind too. Like I used to, my buddy and his buddy do a UFC channel, and I always would make fun of him. Like legit, I'm like, yeah, it's not he's like, I'm working, I'm grinding. I'm like, dude, you sit in front of your computer and talk about UFC fights and all that stuff. And now that we do it, I'm like,
okay, maybe there's some validity to work.
I'm like, my bad, man. Yeah, that's my bad. Like it is a little bit more complicated than what it seems. And they're like 20 or 30,000. Like he pretty much that's what they do now. So like they're to that point, like where they have like a Discord, monthly people, all their other stuff, and they get paid for it and stuff like that. But just kind of talking about that, it's like it is a grind. So like that's kind of like where we are now. Like we're just, some videos might be 11,000, and then some videos might be like 40. I mean, and it's the ebb and flow, and it sucks, but
dude, it's like a lottery. You gotta pull that lever.
Like literally one video could take your channel off.
Yeah, for 100%.
Sure. Like one video you could be, and that did happen to us. Like we had our Christmas special. It was like gun gear for guys, like what to buy your husband or your boyfriend or whatever for Christmas. He picked 5 items, I picked 5 items. We didn't tell each other what they were. We showed them on camera, whatever else.
Every item was in a different price bracket.
Yeah, like 0 to 50, 50 to 100, all the way up to like 500 plus.
That sounds like a fun idea.
And it was steady. It was climbing, and then all of a sudden it just skyrocketed.
Well, and it was stupid too, because it was literally, we were going to record on a Wednesday. I said something to him on a Monday. I was like, hey man, I was like, what do you think about this? He's like, yeah.
That's how these work.
Like,
yeah. So I mean,
recorded on a Wednesday. He edited it on Thursday, put it up on Friday. Yeah. He was like, oh, okay, well that's cool.
That literally shot our channel up 1,200 hours by itself.
That's awesome.
Just like that. So
you do have a few. That's what I try to tell people when they're like, I think I'm done with this. I'm like, you never know. Just one more video might send it off. You know what I mean?
One more roll of dice.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, you listen to a lot of these bigger YouTubers and stuff, and they're like, you got to try. It's like, I did try. I did it for 8 months. I did it for a year. They're like, you didn't try.
Yeah.
You have like, he knows. I bring up like Unsub and Caleb and, Caleb, I can't remember. Caleb Francis and all those people. He was doing YouTube for like 10 plus years before he got relevant. Like Brandon Herrera and all these guys, like, they were doing YouTube for 5, 10, 15. I mean, they're still doing it now, but it took them years before they got big. You're not going to put one video out and be Mr. Beast.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, even Mr. Beast one of the things that he said is put out 100
and then delete
100 videos. Well, he said put out 100 videos, and then if that doesn't work, then you can tell me that it's not working. Yeah. But when you don't publish anything.
Yeah. I mean, and that's like where we're at, like just, kind of broken record, but it's you put out what you can, If you think it's good, you think like you put out content that you like and that you think other people will like.
Right.
And if it's not that home run, or if, at least get on base. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, it's like for me, like he does long form videos. I edit the shorts because I'm not very good with computers.
What the hell, Tim? Why aren't we doing that?
I told you, I just sit here and talk, dude.
No, you need to make some shorts, dog.
Dude, I have my own channel, I'm trying.
Well, before he gets back into it,
It's the minor league.
like I said, like I said,
Bush League.
everything we use is like legitimately CapCut. Like that's what we use.
Yeah.
Like, well, CapCut on the phone, you can literally say you do pheasant, right? You have a 5-second video, you walk into the field, pulling up, picking up a pheasant, having your dog with you, whatever it may be. And then you click whatever you want, you put them in there, and an AI generates a short for you.
Yep.
Like, it helps the channel, and it helps us so much more. Even him doing something as simple as that, it helps me because I don't have to worry about it. And he, because I know
makes me feel like I'm doing something.
exactly. I would say just because
I wish you wouldn't have told him that.
I know how he is, and he's like, I don't know what to do. I can do this, I can do that. It's like, dude, you're doing the shorts, like.
But you it's one of those things though. It's like you want to talk about being demoralized. You actually go in and edit a short. Like put some time into it, the transitions and everything, and then you use the AI thing he's talking about, and it gets the one you edited gets 20, 30 views. But the next one you put up, you literally did it in 5 seconds. It gets 5,000 views. Like, what am I doing wrong here?
Yeah.
Well, one piece of advice, at least that worked for me. I know, like you talked about, like if something's not getting the views and you're like just not into it or whatever. But I've said this on one of our earlier shows, but I don't do this, at least for me. I don't do this for the people watching. I don't do it for whatever. I kind of do it for myself. I know we, at least on our platform, kind of talk about self-help and self-betterment and stuff like that. But I want to help everybody else that's listening. But you got to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, you have to take into account what other people want to hear and want to see. But at the end of the day, as long as you feel better for producing that content, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm fairly certain that we have said almost verbatim that, like, at the end of a video or something, we're like, even if 3 people
get something out,
take the smallest, little note of, hey, I'm going to hold my gun different, or I'm going to put that in my bag, or I'm going to buy this piece of equipment, whatever. Even if three people out of the, what are we up to now? Like
tens of hundreds.
Yeah, tens of hundreds of people that watch, even if we have just 3 people that watch it, it's like, we're doing something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing something right to an extent. We're not reaching millions of people or whatever else, but that's the small little wins for us. So.
Yeah. Well, and also the theory behind it was that, helping other people out, because I mean, that's actually how we initially got to be friends. He would, hey man, what do you think about this? Mm-hmm. And it's like, that was everybody I knew. It was like I was the gun guy.
For sure.
So, it's like you get text messages, hey man, what optics should I get for this? Or who should I have cut my slide? Or, it's like, I'm the Google of the little group we've got, And it's like, so it was one of those, it's like, people do that anyways. I'm always getting questions asked to me.
Yep.
We might as well, record ourselves kind of
makes sense.
Putting out some info,
Yeah.
I know at least 5 guys, that they take my advice seriously. So,
right.
Their wives all hate me for spending their husband's money.
It's like, I bought more gear this year than I have in the last 5 years, and I'm going to say it's because of the channel, but it's not. That's just an excuse.
I promise one day this channel is going to supplement all these guns I'm buying.
Yeah,
it might take 30 years, but we're going to do it
one of these days. Though,
were you in the room when I was talking to my wife about that? It sounds exactly like what I said.
I was just rehearsing what I'm going to say.
Yeah, like when I bought that
about
computer.
The podcast.
She was like, you spent how much? I'm like, it's going to pay itself back. It's going to pay itself off. I promise you.
Maybe.
She's like, when? I'm like, don't worry about it, but it's going to eventually. So
see, the bad thing about me is my wife's a bad influence on me. Because I was like, Logan just bought this and this, for the channel. I was like, I'm thinking about getting a drone, She's like, just buy it.
Just buy it.
Like, how you don't know how much it costs. She's like, I don't care. Just buy it.
Nice.
Dude, I know how it feels. I went out and got my drone pilot's license. Just because I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah. Well, you might be able to teach us some stuff then, because we're
I'm a little rusty. I took all last year. I don't think I flew a drone at all last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I went to set it. No, I flew it for our invitational for our shoot.
Yeah.
I flew a couple times, but
like I've been it's off topic, but kind of on topic. I've been a gamer like my whole life.
Mhm.
Like I still play video games now. And I'm like, man, I'll be able to get it. It's like a controller, No, it's way
And
more.
then a gust of wind hits, and you're like, abort, turn it off. Or you're like, there's this thing that's still flying that I'm responsible for.
Did you start out with the cheap drones?
No.
Or did you go? Okay.
No,
I
we went
dove right off
straight.
Because the
deep end.
cheap drones are harder.
I
Yeah.
always tell people not to buy the cheapest drone.
I bought a cheap drone and I was like, I immediately lost it.
Yeah, he went straight to DJI Pro
Maverick Pro 5.
Yeah,
Nice.
So it's the one
Pro
that's 250 grams, so you don't have to have a license for it.
Yeah, I have a Mini 2 or 3 or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I say, and it was like, I was like, well, if I'm going to dive off the
Yeah.
diving board, I might as well dive off the high dive.
Dude, some of the best drones to use for this kind of stuff are the Skydio.
Yeah.
Because they're completely autonomous and they'll just follow you around. I've seen them go 37 miles an hour following somebody on a dirt bike and dodge a tree branch at
That's
37
cool.
miles an hour. It's insane.
See, this one, it has the tracking capabilities,
Yeah.
and it can go like 35 or 36 miles an hour. But it's supposed to do all that, but I don't have enough.
We're
Yeah,
we're
don't
just
trust
sitting there
it.
like,
I took a Mavic 3 in sport mode right into a tree.
I haven't still turned mine to sport mode yet because I'm scared of that.
Don't do it. It's too fun. It's too fun.
Yeah.
And I have the DJI Aveda, the FPV.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dude, when you're in those goggles
That's badass.
and you
It's
have
wild.
the stick or whatever,
Yeah.
you feel like you're actually flying. You'll even be like, oh.
You're moving right there,
Yeah.
bodies
Get
going
motion
back and
sickness.
forth.
Yeah, you really do, man.
Yeah.
You have to sit, like, you can't do it standing up.
That's awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of he talked about the drone and stuff. Like, you were saying, did you start small? No, he jumped right in, and that's the thing too. Like, it doesn't matter what you get into, especially stuff like this for YouTube or channel or even just hobbies. Like,
yeah,
when you think about drones, you're like, oh yeah, it's just a drone. No, it's not just a drone. Like, there's he researched for a couple months
At least.
before you even started remotely looking. But yeah, I mean, it is fun, but there's definitely a learning curve to it.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy though the video you can get out of them nowadays though. Like
Oh,
yeah.
the quality.
You're shooting.
For sure.
What's that one shoot? Does it shoot 8K?
Yeah, it shoots 8K and then it's got a 1-inch sensor. Like it's actually the first like mini that you can actually have an actual what is it called? Analog zoom, not digital. So like you can go zoom in 2 by
It
not lose any
legitimately
light.
zooms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't lose any
That's
quality and
awesome.
stuff like that.
But like I said, I did a bunch of research on it. I mean, technically, you're not supposed to be able to buy this drone in the United States for importation reasons. But there's a bunch of distributors that get them in Canada and then drive them across
Hell
the
yeah.
border. So
I think that's the way. Well, even a lot of the DJI stuff, because I just bought one of their action cams or their 360 cams, and apparently, so I bought it, but something about importation or whatever, it does not qualify for DJI aftercare.
yep,
It's like, oh, great,
so I guess,
because it wasn't technically bought in this country or something. I don't know whatever.
Good thing you're not doing anything rough with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when he got that, like, we do just try to justify everything, but like everything that we do, like he said, he got that. Even like our little podcast setup or whatever, he got the new mics and stuff like that. Like everything that we get, we try to increase the quality of the channel, increase the quality of the videos. Have multiple angles, like you guys have. All your cameras and stuff. Like, just trying to justify spending the extra couple bucks here and there to up the quality, up the channel, up the production value, stuff like that. So that's kind of where we come from with that.
that's
stuff.
actually one of the main reasons we just bought the new DJI Mic 3s because you can hook up 4 wireless mics to one receiver with that.
Okay.
So it's like we do some videos where we've got a guest on or something, and instead of
Yeah.
doing that whole thing, So
Makes
That's
it
what
easy.
we have those the 3s that he was talking about now, and we're actually our podcast this week. We're actually talking about pushing these off to the side and just trying those because we only have 2 XLR mics. So
until we can get a third one,
until we get a third one, and then like I said, the mix amp that we have now is only 2, so we'd have to buy a new mix amp, another. This you guys get it. It's a whole thing. But we want to try with those to see, we do one video. Yeah, if the quality is not as good, we know that we need to stick with the, with the wired mics and everything. So like I said, we're still to the point where we can kind of, what's the word? What's the phrase I'm looking for? We can kind of, pros and cons kind of thing or whatever. We can kind of see if this works, if that doesn't work. Trial and error. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still a trial and error phase to an extent, especially with our podcast. It's only 4 months old. You know what I mean? So we're still learning all that stuff.
Have you guys had any guests yet on your podcast?
Yeah, we've had 2.
One.
And 1?
We'll have 2 coming.
Oh yeah, he didn't come last week. Yeah, he had.
We had
Very
one
cool.
guy bail on us last week, so it was just him and me talking to each other.
Yeah.
And that's how that is.
Some of our best episodes are me and Gerich just shooting shit.
Yeah.
Well, and that's I mean, and the first one was me and him, and then the second one was with a buddy, and then last month was just me and him as well. And we try to have. I mean, I don't know how you guys do it, but we try to. This one we're kind of we're just going. It's flowing good. It sounds good. We're all chatting it up or whatever. But we try to have like a phone right there. We're like, all right,
with some talking points.
Some talking
Yeah,
points,
Stuff starts
like
getting
that.
stale.
Yeah.
We've done it both.
We've done it both ways, and I think the best episodes go when you don't know hardly anything about the guests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Because you're actually truly wanting to know more and stuff.
We have like a lifetime or lifelong buddy sitting across from me. You're like, so
I know
where are you
everything
from?
about you. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like, like you're saying that, but it's like I did a bunch of research on you guys. As soon as he told me about it, I went back, a ways and started watching all your guys' stuff, trying to, not trying to come in here like a novice kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, and like kind of like what you said though, talking about like, that really getting to know someone, like it's organic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's real. It's raw. You're not like you said. It's like, hey, I've known you for 15 years. How was your bring up? What'd you do? Where'd you go to school? It's like, I know everything. So you can,
Right.
and people can feed off that. They can hear it. They can see it.
Right.
I've known of you, you've been a neighbor of the family for a while. And, so it's like, and we're not coming in here. And I think it helps us too a little bit that we've done this.
Talk to front of
Slightly.
camera.
Talk
Oh,
in front of a camera.
Yeah, we get some people in here and they're like, they get super nervous because there's cameras here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
whole
weird.
hands
Like
thing.
the first time we went from audio to video, we're kind of like, and I wasn't always too. It's weird because it went from I can edit everything, I can do whatever, and then it went to like, well, how about you just have natural flowing conversations where you don't have to cut anything out? Oh,
Yeah.
that's way easier.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Making 15 cuts instead of 500, it makes things a lot easier.
Right.
I mean, you look
don't
at some
have
of the
those-
most popular podcasts. That's how they are. You
They're
watch JRE, and it's just
Yeah.
a one
Yep.
flow conversation.
Yep.
Might pause it here or there if somebody has to go take a piss, but
Right.
Right.
like,
Yeah, you don't have those awkward the
Right.
awkward pauses. You're like, all right, we got to cut that out because
and that's what I was going to say earlier about you said you like to ramble. Way better than having dead air.
Yeah.
Way better.
Mhm.
It really is. I mean, even just when me and him do it, because and that's the thing, us talking to a camera or talking to each other at work or home or whatever else. Like, one of the biggest downfalls is that we talk about everything before we do a video,
Yeah.
before we do a podcast, before we try to think of some content or something else. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of regurgitated stuff because we've already talked about it, so it doesn't feel as authentic.
Mhm.
But we've gotten a lot better at it to kind of just you kind of make the mood, you make it lighter,
Yeah.
it's your buddy, like you guys, you'll I might be overstepping boundaries, but I'm sure you guys have become buddies and friends or whatever else. But it's like we chop it up, we talk, we we BS or whatever else. It's going to be natural. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're not going to be like, man, I fucking hate this guy. Get this dude out my house. Like, you know what I mean?
a whole lot of ums with silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And that's the thing too, that you don't really think about when you talk. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and if you can get into that rhythm and you can get, with your, you're with buddies or you're with people who have remote interests as you can just flow. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
You can take a second to think. After editing my voice for the past few years, I say like a lot.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't always take it out, but I've noticed that if you take a second to actually think about what you're going to say instead of just getting it out, because I'm really bad at that. I'm like, oh, I'm talking. I got to say it as
Yeah.
fast as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes for me, like I kind of ramble and kind of talk fast because I get a thought and I'm like, I need to get that out before
Yeah.
I forget about it kind of thing,
Yeah. And that is true. Like 100%. Cause I'm like that, I'm thinking of something. I'm like, yeah, well, like this, and what I mean? You don't really, what you want to say, you know that you have a good topic or you want to talk about it. And you're just like, you just space out.
I'm just gonna start saying "damn" like Sean Ryan.
Damn.
Yeah,
Always
my
shaking
brother
his
just lost his leg. Damn.
He does do that. You say that. It is very true.
He was on a.
He
He was a guest on somebody's podcast. I forget the guy's name, like Julian something. And the dude.
Oh, Mr. Ballin?
No,
Is that Julian?
His name's Julian something. I forget his last name, but he has a coffee mug that he puts dry erase marker on that changes for every guest. And I just started noticing it. But there was an episode of him last year, and this coffee mug just said "damn" while he's interviewing him. Little things like that.
It would be hard, Sean Ryan, though, because, dude, some people get into the weeds on of his. I mean, a lot of people get into the weeds.
The last episode, I saw he gave a priest a gun, and I'm like, hell yeah, we're back.
I didn't watch that one yet.
At least I didn't give Gavin Newsom a gun again.
Yeah. That ended wrong.
Yeah,
that ended bad.
And like I've told him about that because we watch him a lot too and stuff, and I would be so upset if I'm like the 99th guest and I get don't get me wrong, I'm a fat guy. I love gummy bears. But you give me gummy bears and then you give Bob, the next guest, a cig. Or you give him a gun or whatever. It's like, I don't want a gun.
365X macro.
Yeah. It's like,
he gives those out a lot. Yeah.
It's like, where's mine? I got a buddy over at SIG. It's like, yeah, I bet you do.
I bet Sean Ryan's back hurts from holding up SIG for this.
Oh, right. I don't even know how's a 320 even still relevant.
Yeah. Why is it not $100? Because I'll buy it at $100.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd buy it for that.
Right.
I would. I'd buy it.
I'd keep it as ordnance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have a drop gun.
Yeah,
for sure. Buried in the yard or something.
Buried at the range in an ammo box and just keep it in there and be like, this stays up and down range and it's good, bud.
Because that's actually something we talked about the last podcast was what was it? Indiana State Troopers.
Indiana State Police.
They picked up the 320 just recently. Within the last month or so. And it was like,
probably
the state of Indiana just saved a whole bunch of money.
Because they got a discount. That's what it was.
Who has a family member that works for SIG? Because that's 100% what it was.
That's wild.
Because everybody's going away from SIG. I know the Ohio State Patrol. I think they're going to go with. We just talked about it. Which one was it?
The Shadow.
The Walther
the
PDP.
PDP.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't seen a lot of body cam footage of PDPs popping up lately.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the PDP
you don't normally
with the
see
acronyms
those.
on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean.
But it's I've got a P365X macro that I've got a bunch of money in. I've shot a bunch. I haven't carried in over a year just because of the tainted kind of, I carry appendix. I don't really want something aimed at that might go off.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel you there.
They haven't had any, have they had any documented uncommanded discharges, the 365s?
No.
That I've seen.
No, it's just 320s.
I've seen a couple extractor issues. That's about it.
I've seen a few. The Gen 1s I saw, and it wasn't the X macros. It was just the original.
The original one.
Some trigger reset issues. But
still, you have something that's that extravagant and that devastating to a company. It's gonna tarnish you. Yeah. It's gonna tarnish.
And that's the thing is, I was talking to Logan about this. Actually, you never buy a first generation SIG. I don't care what it is, rifle, pistol, whatever. SIG's notorious for using the end user as a beta tester for their new firearms. Within 6 months, any gun coming out from SIG, the Gen 2 will be dropped. 100%.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't drop the Gen 1.
Yeah. So you never buy a used SIG and you never buy a SIG until it's been out for 6 months.
Yeah, you go to local sporting stores. That's a 320 for $180. There's a reason why it's $180.
Don't drop that shit.
It probably
it's
has
just
some blood
sad
on
because
it.
I really enjoy a lot of SIG stuff. I don't own any of it, but I'm fond of the 226 and guns like that. And I feel like the 320 just kind of shit all over.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it's I've got a whole handful of SIG weapons. I've only got one SIG handgun though. I've got a MCX, a bunch of SIG 5.56s, the old 550 copies, some stuff
the
like
Commando.
That. Yeah. Yeah.
The Galil knockoff, or not the Galil knockoffs, but
it's a copy.
It's a clone-ish.
It's an American-made SIG 550 that takes AR mags instead of the proprietary Swiss mag.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much an AK operating system that takes AR, 15
Those
magazines.
are sweet. I remember when they were in every movie for a while.
Yeah.
For good reason.
It's crazy because that SIG 550 or 5.56 pistol I've got with a brace on it. I used to work at Sportsman's Den right when I got out of the Army. And I remember that thing coming in. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I think I got it for like $600.
Ah,
And it's like, I
sweet.
looked up recently and they're going for like $2,000 on Gun Broker. I'm like, I should probably just sell this thing.
It's a good investment.
Yeah.
Better than gold, baby.
But no, it's just interesting the way that, you know, some of this stuff is going as far as like with the gun industry. It's like,
Well, I don't want to alarm anybody, but our other business, Fire Ridge Defense, you know, where we're talking about teaching students in our range and stuff like that. I was looking for ammo to sell through our distributor, and 9mm target ammo was gone.
wow.
So read the tea leaves on that one.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the war is going to put a strain on
It's coming
ammo
back.
again.
Better buy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you can.
Yeah. I've still got a buddy that works out at Sportsman's Den, and he'll get a hold of me like he did during COVID. He was like, come out and buy what you can right now because next week it's going up.
Mm,
And it's like, okay, I'll be out.
yeah.
So
Thanks for the heads up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, that's one of those things, you know, with the war going on, with, you know, possibly World War III hitting, like a lot of stuff's going to be getting hard to get.
Right.
So
Panic buying and whatnot.
do you guys think that this is World War III?
I don't want to say it's not. But I also don't want to say it is yet. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be a fence sitter, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll know till we know, I guess.
Yeah, all the major, well, like, you know, all the major wars, they didn't actually consider it a war until they were already years into it. Then
Yeah.
later in history, they're like, oh, it was definitely,
Yeah,
it's
so it was a
definitely when
war.
it started.
Yeah. So there's the history books that kind of, you know,
Right.
this is when it actually officially kicked off kind of thing.
Mhm.
We might look back at history books and see that, you know, the Ukrainian thing was the you know,
Was the
initial proxy
first
war that
domino to
started.
fall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, what am I going to be doing when they officially announce it's World War III? Like, am I going to be, I don't know what. It was just a weird thought I had. I'm like doing weird stuff around the house.
I'm going to be at work
Yeah.
because I'm
You
always
guys
at work.
have
I'm always
X.
at work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how things happen on X and then 48 hours later they're on Facebook?
Yeah.
And people are like, can you believe that we struck Iran? I'm like, that was 2 days ago,
Yeah.
bro.
I've seen video of it.
X
Like,
is, you really have to sift through everything on X because there is a lot of propaganda
And a lot of AI.
and a lot of AI in there.
yeah, but the thing with X is all you have to do is at Gronk.
Grok,
Yeah.
Is this real?
I always find myself clicking on the post on X and be like, Grok, is this real? So,
Yeah.
you know,
Is this real?
40 people have said, Grok, is this real?
Yeah.
And then there's the people who are like, Grok is, you know, just telling lies or whatever. So,
Yeah.
No, I find information way faster on like the same 30 people I follow on X that are like quick to report everything, and even news outlets. And then like you see Facebook and it's like, oh my gosh. Wow. And it's like, man, you guys really need to like,
Yeah.
bro,
Get
I
out
was in my
there.
bunker
Well, people think
yesterday.
I'm some sort of-
Yeah.
well, that's what I was going to get at though. Is some people think I'm some sort of prophet when I'm like, oh, that was like days ago. And they're like, what? And I'm like, it's just you can download the app. It's right
Yeah,
here.
It's free to you.
You might not like Elon, but I mean, it's a good app.
Yeah, it's a good app.
For sure.
But
You guys have anything you want to shout out before we hop off here? I really appreciate you guys coming on. It's always fun
Yeah.
to talk guns and
Yeah.
yeah,
I appreciate you guys having us out.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
this was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, like
anytime you want to come back.
Yeah.
I said, like we'll sit here. We can do an hour podcast, or we can do a 10-hour podcast. I mean, we can just sit here and just go. Like,
Maybe not right after midnights though.
well,
Yeah.
I've been up for over 24 hours.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
That sucks.
but no, I mean, no.
And we'll link your guys' channel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, we don't. That's pretty much all we got. Like I said, just our reloads and reps and
Daily
our
R&R.
daily R&R. I mean, our Instagrams is reloads and reps with an underscore after the S, but that we're kind of getting back into. I mean, we don't post a whole lot. It's kind of on the back of the mind, you know, on the burner a little bit.
Mhm.
But you know, I'll remember. He'll be like, "Hey, did you post something on Instagram?" Because some people, that's where they get,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of their media or their entertainment or whatever else. So, got to get a little bit better at that. But no, I mean, we don't really have anything to plug or nothing like that. We just really appreciate you guys, you know, getting a hold of us and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
For
Absolutely.
sure.
having us come out here and stuff.
Yeah.
It was awesome meeting you guys as well. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll have to shoot.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
two things here. Our firearms company, Fire Ridge Defense, we hold a invitational every year, so we'll have to make sure you guys get an invite to that.
Hell yeah.
come shoot. And secondly, I think we can help you with your the whole wife and what you're buying stuff for the channel. We can make a receipt that says anything that you want.
That's true.
It's only an extra $20, right?
We'll do it for free.
Hell yeah.
So
We'll charge you printer paper. That's it. All right, guys.
All right. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Hey, thanks
We
for having
appreciate
us. We appreciate it.
We'll see you guys later.
I love your later sign off.